Hello, kolb49, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about where I came from as far as my education. I graduated from high school back in 1985, and I thought it would be a neat idea if I took a book and kept it with me just to see if I learned anything. And the book is World History, Perspectives on the Past. And what was intriguing to me on this book was that the publishing was D.C. Heath and Company out of Lexington, Massachusetts. And then it also has Toronto, Ontario. Now, if anyone knows where Toronto, Ontario is, educating someone here in America, I'd like to someone give me a ring and a bell, because that's Canada, folks. Canada and the United States teaching our kids out of high school back in 1985. How worse has it gotten since? I don't know. But 1988, you know, a couple years later, I decided to go and get this book called Roberto Eco Fauchel's Pendulum. And this is a novel, and the author also wrote a novel called The Name of the Rose. I'd like to get that book and read it too, if it's anything like this book, because this book goes into the Knights Templars, a story about the Knights Templars, a little bit of the history behind them, of what we know of them. Knights Templar, okay. Well, my mom and dad, being Freemasons and Eastern Star, inducted me into what they call DeMolay. And DeMolay is the son of a Freemason. And Job's daughters and Rainbows is the daughters of them. So, but DeMolay was the Grand Master of the Knights Templars. So, I seen the connection, but they didn't teach me nothing about all that, per se, other than what I remember. I don't remember so much of what I probably could, but anyway, I found out later, Bill Clinton right now, you know, he went under a heart stent surgery and whatnot. He's a DeMolay. Walt Disney was a DeMolay. John Wayne, he was a Mason. So, you know, there is good and bad within the organization. Some people use it to the evil, some people use it to the good. I so chose the good. And you'll know reasons why, because of some of these books I show, and I'll present them to you. This book right here, The Rise of the House of Rothschild. I got that book from an organization, needless to say, that they were wanting to get the United Nations out of America, for what the reasons I now know, because of some of the other books that they produced. One of them being Red Fog Over America by William Guy Carr, which came out of World War II, of understanding on where and what is going on with their children of the day. Now, the children that they're talking about is my grandparents, and my not so much as my grandparents as much as my elderly, you know, but it still holds true today that I'm falling in line with where they were at, even though that I didn't know nothing about World War II or what World War II was really actually about, other than what I was taught in school, which is very smidgen compared to all the books that's been written about it out of school, where I could pick up and read now. This book right here, En Route to Global Occupation by Gary Kaw. He's a high-ranking government liaison officer that exposes the secret agenda for world unification. Now notice here he uses the world unification instead of New World Order. And this is written prior to 9/11, 2001, and he goes in great length and details on how they were going to bring about some stuff. I can't go into great detail. I don't know much about this copyright stuff, so I'll leave that as it is. I'm just saying what I have read. And that dude right there, met him personally, shook his hand, talked to him for like a half hour, get him my take and intake on what I've seen and what I've noticed, and he said I wasn't too far off the mark, which was a surprise coming from some other individual. And then another individual that I had met was a presidential candidate of 1992, and his name is Bo Grites. He wrote a book called To Serve, and he has a very big inside track on what really goes on down the line, behind the scenes, when your butt is literally on the line. Bullets flying all around you and all that and everything. So just being able to shake the man's hand that the movie Rambo was made off of, was in Most Decorated Soldier Out of Vietnam, it was quite a thrill for me, but yet very somber on the message he was delivering. And you know, I don't know how, I've been trying to follow him since then and what's happened to him here and that. He's been involved in Waco, he's been involved in Ruby Ridge, he's been involved in some real heavy stuff that goes on. And like, I was involved with a church, a God and Government church, and got to see a federal marshal come and shut that church down, and he is now our sheriff of Indiana in Marion County. So I've been able to see some wild stuff. A couple other books, Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Arthur Edward Waite, and then I got a book which deals with 2012, Unlocking the Secrets of the Lost Civilization, called The Mayan Prophecy. And then these two books here. These I'll go into maybe 2 minutes each. This is called Dark Mission, Secret History of NASA, by Richard Hoagland. And in this book, I actually cried. Behold a Pale Horse, by William Cooper, Bill Cooper. There's a lot of heavy information just in Behold a Pale Horse that really combines a lot of all those other books. I think he leaves out the Rothschilds. I don't think he really knew too much about the Rothschilds and the banking and the international bankers. The way I look at it, Jesus trying to get the money changers out of the temple. And then you got a lot of other different things that's going on. I always had that sneaky suspicion behind me, is wondering, and without actually even seeing it or reading it in a book somewhere, that the Nazis were still around. And I found out, just to give you a thing that you could probably look up on the internet, YouTube or Google or what have you, is Project Paperclip. Boy, did that really throw me back into the chair, because I was a kid. I got a model space rocket that I built as a kid because I was fascinated by space travel. I was like, wow, you can go to another planet. Okay, cool. Well, if I knew the Nazis were behind it and all that killing and destruction and concentration camps, I almost destroyed that little rocket I built. Even 4-H, I was involved in rocketry, and it's like, is there a parallel here that I'm missing that is connected with me that I do not know? That all these weird things that's happening down through my psyche, or like, this is a little bit off color. I don't believe half of the way these people believe, if only they was able to open their eyes. You know, take the mud off the eyes, and then you're able to see, and take the wax out of your ears, and maybe you'll be able to hear what's going on. And the only thing I hear is, I want your money. Give me your money. That's the only thing I hear from everybody. Give me your money. You know, you got Haiti happening. Don't send anything, just send your money. I mean, what is this with money? Money that don't exist. I got money now, pulled it out thin air. You know, materialism. You know, it's like, mine. It's like, gimme. And you take the little ice cream cone the kid's eating, and he takes it away from them. Yeah, I want my ice cream. Well, guess what? That's life, right?